Live your life before your life. Cause we can do whatever that pleases us. We got love. We got love. We're too much cannibal. Some of them need to build. I don't know no other. I'm in carry.
27 minutes after the hour, 1 o'clock, right in the big station, Power 95. That was Mavado. That's about to wrap up the reggae segment. Yeah, short segment today. Because we got Inside Sports that's coming up. Stick around for that. And Rollins along with Earl Basin.
What's up, man? You want to talk to him if you want? What's up, buddy? What's up? I'm good, mate. The first two guys are Tiffany and Kevin. You get them in 128. What's up, mate? Oh, still in the ladies' bathroom. I forget. It's Tiffany and another girl's name. I forget the name.
Yeah, the controller is the mic.
Ah, got headphones. Okay. You know, this thing go over this with you? Mic check. It comes with auxiliary 2. Mic check for you.
Two parts of the week.
I'm trying to get the last name so I can just talk about it real quick. I'm going to commercial for it.
Hey! Father Sunshine!
Hey guys.
This is Tiffany and
Kelly.
Tiffany's heads up to you. This is Kelly. This is Earl and this is Jason.
Earl and Jason. Hey.
I'm there. Name is Tiffany. What's your last name?
Dawson.
Yep. And Kelly.
Southern. SOUCHERN.
Southern.
A minute, buddy.
Cool. You can turn the headphones down a bit, a little while. A bit more. I'm not a senior citizen, but you know.
Watch this, Kelly, right? Yeah. I'm not.
Actually, Tiffany, can you come this way a bit?
No problem.
Oh, you can see her?
No.
Right, you guys need to slide this way a bit. Oh, there you go.
It's good?
You don't mind.
Oops. Push. Okay. Oh, okay.
Bring it forward. Is that cool where you are?
That's cool. You see her?
Yeah.
Bye. I'm standing by.
You're locked to Power 95 Bermuda Space Station at 94.9 FM, a Bermuda Broadcasting Company station. For the next 90 minutes, join Inside Sports Talk Radio on Power 95 FM, presented to you by Colonial Group International, Atlantic Essential Group of Companies. Solutions. Let's now go live in studio with host Ian Rowe.
And good afternoon and welcome to Inside Sports Talk Radio on this Monday. It is August 14th. I'm Ian Rollins, along with co-host Mr. Obason. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Mr. Rollins. How you doing?
Good. Cup match is over, correct?
Yes, cup match is over.
You still bring your cup match colors with pride?
Yeah.
Okay, just wondering.
Yeah, no problem.
You sure?
I am 100% sure, brother.
You preparing for next year, 2018?
Ready.
You're ready?
Teams pick.
Same team?
I'll have 11.
Same team?
I'll have 11.
I'm just asking, it's the same team.
I will have 11.
Any changes to your 11, sir?
I will have 11.
All right, I'll have 11 too.
Okay,
as well.
okay. You're nervous already.
No. Before the cup match started, where did the cup go in?
At the bank.
Yeah. What part? Who's going to have it?
Oh, the bank, right there.
What team holds on to it?
Oh, Somerset hold on to it.
Okay,
It's all good.
All right, that's good. Had a good weekend?
Yeah, well, it's all right.
That's all right?
Yeah, it's all right.
Watching English football?
I watched a bit.
Yeah.
Saw a bit of some Spanish football. A bit. What else I saw? I can't remember. It's
Okay.
been a long weekend.
Been a long weekend.
Yeah.
Right.
Hot, long weekend.
Well, the English Football League got underway this Friday with Arsenal. They came from behind, won their game.
Yeah.
The season got underway. That's the main point. The
Right.
2017-18 season.
Mm-hmm.
And our good friend, Mr. Juggling Jason, who's sitting there for John Bassett, who's a Man United fan. First of all, congratulate all to the Man United fans for a fine victory. They played the best football of week one. Man United did. I must admit, they played the best football. So credit to them. They won 4-0.
Did they play the best football because they won 4-0?
They displayed the best football as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm only asking because
I know, because you didn't see it.
I didn't see it.
Right, yeah, not a problem. Once again, my team, Liverpool, choked again. We were up 3-2, and in the 92nd minute or 93rd minute, gave up a set piece goal. So it tells you our defense is horrible. Horrible. Big time.
You just like to keep things exciting, that's all.
No, we need to win. I don't want to But anyway, kudos to all the teams that won in the English Premier League this weekend, and of course, exciting football to play again this coming weekend. The second gets underway. A good friend Ronaldo from Real Madrid has been suspended for 5 games for pushing a referee in the game against the El Clasico Super Cup. Came on as a sub, scored a goal, gets a yellow card. Obviously, he could have died. People have died. Yellow cards for red.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's been a 5-game suspension because he pushed the ref number. So he won't be able to play in Wednesday's game.
Yeah, that's the second leg.
Second leg, yeah.
But he'd be allowed to play in the Champions League match. Just can't play in the league matches in Spain. So.
Right. That is correct.
Yeah.
This coming weekend, the 19th of August, big bodybuilding competition. It's going to be having the annual bodybuilding competition this time at the Fairmont Southampton Princess Hotel. She used to be held at the City Bridge Academy.
Mm-hmm.
This year's going to be stateside race going to be at the Fairmont Southampton Princess Hotel. And you'll be covering that event, correct?
I didn't realize that's where it was being held. I know very little.
Really?
Mm.
Oh.
I guess we'll find out today.
Yeah, well, we have two guests in the studio with us right now. I think that even for the first time on one of them, is not too short. Tiffany Dawson and Kelly Southern. They'll be joining us after we do our commercial break. They're not shy at all. They like to do it. Yes, you're on Island Stats. Check out the Island Stats. We're streaming live right now. They put in a lot of hard work, and they're going to put their best foot forward on Saturday evening and film us on that princess and hopefully represent Bermuda after that event. Hopefully some silverware or top honors, as they say.
Yeah. Interesting. This particular event is always really an exciting one, not only for the contestants but for their family and friends, because this is their moment to show what all the hard work they put in, and they see the reward on the night, rather than just be a personal reward or you announce the winner. So at the end of the day, it's all for the hard work that's been put in for the year, sacrifices.
And the food they can eat, the desserts.
That's why they're having a Fairmont, because the desserts are in the back right after.
I can't speak. I'm not in the committee, but I just think that the stakes have been raised and they've put it out there. So Tiffany Dawson and Kelly Sullivan will be joining us after our first commercial break. Good afternoon. Also say good afternoon to you ladies now.
Good afternoon.
There you go. All right. Back to Euro. We're on D Island. We say D Island. D Island boat race. Any comments on that? I was looking from my vantage point of view on Sunday, and I counted 8 boats.
Finished.
How many were to the starting line?
I believe. I think it was.
Instead of 18.
I think actually it was only 15 that came out.
Yeah.
If it was 18, the other 3 stayed on the. Didn't get wet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I think if 15 came out, 8 finished. For the crowd that was building where I was at the pylons, once they found out that there weren't any S-class boats coming out, it kind of dwindled down to almost a handful of people, because they come out to see everyone, but they want to see the bigger boats. They want to see, and for whatever reason they didn't go overboard, or they didn't race or whatever. So it takes away from the hype of the competition,
Right,
which unfortunately for the organizers it's a big thing.
Right.
So.
From your vantage point, were you able to see any S-class boats on land by any
Yeah,
chance?
there were 2 there.
Okay.
There were 2.
Okay.
But for whatever reason, maybe the chopped on South Shore, inexperienced, or felt it was not safe for them to do it. But the A class, the B class, and D class decided, hey, shot at winning. So they took it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, hopefully we can see what happens next year. It's just a sport it's a pretty sport. It's a spectacular sport that gathers all the momentum, all the attention, but yet in the last 5 or 6 years has not lived up to its ability.
Well, yeah. They have their challenges, but I think a lot of times what happens is a lot of things are swept away for the sake of the event or the sport itself, when there are some underlying issues going on in the organization, that they need to really come together and figure out what direction they're going to go in, and then move forward together, as opposed to it's a fraction here, and then it's a new committee here, and then it's these guys are racing, these guys are not racing. It's either you're going to you're going to buy the boat and race, or just say you're not going to commit this year.
It's been known as a fact that a lot of the racers, Apollo drivers, the same ones that do go-kart.
Yeah.
Could that be a conflict?
No, they changed the season. So the karting is not on when the powerboats are on. That used to be a factor, but they actually changed it. So the karting has moved to the winter months and allowed those guys to have that same freedom to compete in karting as well as powerboats. But for whatever reasons, the powerboat organization or the family of powerboating is not well knit at the time. Because you have. I'm trying to figure out how you can have 5 boats in 4 races, and then come up with 15 to 18 boats on one race day.
And of those 15 to 18, 10 take to the water.
Or 15 take to the water. But on race day, on a regular race day, where you're trying to build momentum for people to come and watch,
good point.
You only got 5 guys out, and you're saying to yourself, you're going to say, if you and I went down there on a regular Sunday for a race day and we saw 5 boats, would you be really interested in coming watching around the island?
No, because you would say the numbers will be low.
Right.
So say it so done.
So you have to, if guys are going to commit, if you say you're going to have less races for guys to commit more, then that might be the way to go. But if you're having these races, only 5 guys are showing up, and sometimes only 4 boats go in the water, you're discouraging people from coming out to be a part of what you consider your biggest event.
I think you're spot on by saying that everyone has to do collectively
as
a team, and that there are some loopholes in there.
Right.
And it's been some loopholes for a number of years.
Yeah.
And so it's caught up to them. And whomever the Commodore is, I feel sorry for the current Commodore.
Right.
Put the best foot forward.
Right.
And it's a challenge. It's a true challenge, and it's not an easy task.
No, it's not. It's not. And it's one that I think it's going to take a group of them actually, it's going to take all of them to come together, hash out whatever the issues are, be men, be women, hash it out in a room amongst your membership, and then collectively come out and get the sport back to somewhat where it was a number of years ago. Simple as that.
Respectable number.
Yeah.
Remember, the school was certainly for them.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
after them.
Yeah.
So don't look at it like that.
Sure.
Well, we're going to take our first commercial break, and again, we will be touching base on the Bermuda Bodybuilding Federation as they put on the annual bodybuilding competition this coming Saturday at the Fairmont South End Princess Hotel. And joining us in the studio will be Tiffany Dawson and Kelly Southern after a commercial break. We'll be right after this.
Radio is being presented to you by Colonial Group International Global Atlantic Lake Windows.
Gift of the gab, I
Hey, you better know your stuff, B.
With the summer comes the salad season.
Oh, yeah.
Solid nutrition, custom flavor, and vast variety of ingredients to encourage experimentation in the kitchen.
You have a
Mention Hillary's Beef Well, who addresses the issue of additives and potential allergens while ensuring that flavor is the star of the show. Try Hillary's Beef Well organic salad dressings, balsamic thyme, tomato calamari, spicy olives, and more. Why do you play subs?
What time is it? It's game time. More opportunities to win. All your sports betting needs without the budget. Introducing Game Time East and Game Time West. Located next to Washington, St. George's, and Main Road, Somerset by Somerset Cricket Club. All Game Time outlets open Monday to Friday, 12 to 6, Saturdays 8:30 till 5, and Sundays 10 to 5. For more details, visit GameTime.pm or call 296-333. Game Time. We play, we pay. Game Time is a socially responsible gaming establishment.
It's time to be insured and be prepared.
Home insurance policy, Cologne comes with an installment.
$210
You all ready?
worth of essentials in
As we can be.
Can be?
5 days, can't do much in 5 days.
certificate.
So yeah.
What you guys think?
Claim systems
Ask for a home insurance quote.
Right, that's what I like.
She can ask us that.
Oh, yeah.
Offer applies to new home insurance policies only.
And welcome back to Inside Sports Talk Radio. As we said, our first guest today, two lovely ladies who will be participating in the event for the first time ever. Come from athletic background, Tiffany Dawson and Kelly Southern. Good afternoon, ladies.
Good afternoon.
Big event this coming Friday. Nerves?
Saturday.
I'm sorry, excuse me. Saturday. Nervous?
Is she? I just wanted to be here. Months of lead up, and now it's like the big day is here, so it's exciting.
As you say to yourselves, I'm going to participate in this event. What does it take to participate in knowing how to generate 4 or 5 years life?
It's a lot of work. Months of preparation. Months of training and understanding your body and how it adapts to water and meal manipulation. It's listening to your coach. It's very important.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah.
And not only is it physically challenging, but it's a lot of mental challenge too. To be able to stick to the strict diet and water intake, and as Tiffany just said, like listening to your coach and trusting the process.
Right.
Yeah, it's a lot of mental challenge in there too.
So when you said you're going to put this together, was it like in January of this year, or was it like late last year, November, December, or was it the last minute thing?
No, it can't be last minute. It was, I think, March.
For me, I approached Carmichael Brian of Positive Results in April. I had my son last August, so the year tomorrow, and I just wanted something to challenge me to get back into my pre-pregnancy weight. So I went to Carmichael and I asked him, I said, can you be my trainer and prepare me for this event coming up on Saturday? And the first thing he asked me was, where is your head at? And I'm like, what do you mean, where's my head at? I'm here. I'm ready to train with you, right? Like, I'm here. But now, after months of training and going through the process that we have been through, I can appreciate and fully understand what he was asking me. Like, as I said, it's such a mental game that you have to be prepared for.
It must have been a challenge for you, knowing you just had your son as well.
Big time. Like, he came straight out. He came straight out and told me, he's like, Kelly, you have body fat to drop and muscle to build. So he's like, it's doable, but I don't know if you're going to be there. But, I worked my butt off for months, and I did it, and here I am, ready for Saturday.
So the sacrifice that you made during that time, what was that like?
That was hard,
Yeah.
because I like food.
You always do.
I love food, yeah. And just, you don't have a social life. Like, you can kiss that goodbye, and, you may lose friends. You may gain new friends, which we have. We have a great team of Body on Fire soldiers that we have, and we're like a family now. We're more than friends, So it's been a journey.
That's for you, Tiffany.
Yeah, it's been a road. Um, it, yeah, it's been months of just discipline. Like you have to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning to make 5 o'clock, like for training. You have to get up. You have to make sure your meals are prepped. You have to make sure you have drinking enough water because you can cramp. And besides having a full-time job, you just have to try to fit it in and just make it work. So it's discipline. That's a big part of it. Discipline. Definitely. And buddy system, like me and Kelly buddied up as well, and that was much easier to start with, just to get us, in the schedule and the routine. But yeah, it's been a great road, and Carmichael, amazing coach.
Right.
He's been supportive the whole way, and it's very hard, very tough. But that's what you need, right? You need someone who's
get to that
in
level.
your face. Yeah, you want to be the best, you got to be the best.
Right.
Shame with the best.
Yeah, I've never met anyone as passionate as Carmichael is in the sport. Like, he demands results, he gets results. Like, he takes nothing less. And I just, he's the man.
One of the biggest things for anyone on the night is being in front of a lot of people. Have you guys prepared yourself mentally for that?
I mean, even if you try to prepare yourself mentally, even if you've done it probably 10 times, you're still going to get those nerves. You're going to walk in front and there's going to be spotlight on you, and there's going to, it's going to be hundreds of people out there. I don't think you can mentally really prepare yourself. It will probably always be nerve-wracking, but I mean, we've tried.
For me, I've been on stage, I did the Miss Bermuda contest way back when. So I'm used to, not used, I wouldn't say used to, but you're never used to being in front of, people, a lot of people like that, especially in a bikini. Right?
Yes.
You're going to be on stage with this little tiny bikini on. So I've had the exposure in that regard, but as Tiffany said, you never know how it's going to go on the day, and you just have to put your best foot forward and just hope for the best, So that's what we're hoping we're going to do. So.
Are they still going to have the morning session and then the evening session? So what do you plan to do in between the two? Because as pretty much everyone knows, the night is about a show. The morning is when you really want to be at your best, doing everything that you possibly can to ensure that you show the judges what you have. What do you plan to do in between the morning session and getting ready for the evening?
Sleep. It's an early morning for us. We've got to get up probably around 4:30.
Right.
Pre-judging starts at 10 o'clock. So we've got to be at the hotel for 8 o'clock in the morning. So we've got hair, we've got makeup, we've got, final touches on our tanning, getting the suit right, gluing it to us. You know what I mean?
Right.
So for me, I'm going to be sleeping.
Yeah. I'll be resting too, just chilling. Try not to move, mess up your tan.
Yeah.
What's the average cost on something like this as you prepare for an event, male and female?
For the suit itself, or just in general?
Just overall, yeah.
It's an investment. It's not cheap, but it's an investment that you make in yourself. If it's something that you really want to do, and you've got this goal set and you want to achieve it. For me, I don't mind paying the money to achieve the goal that I'm trying to obtain. It's not cheap. I'll just put it that way.
Well, I should say is that how about for the event on Saturday itself? How much money is put into that part? For the swimsuit, your hair.
No, you're probably looking at close to maybe
1,000. Yeah,
Yeah,
about
for your
1,000.
swimsuit, your hair, your makeup, your tanning.
And that's just for on the day.
Yeah.
But you're not talking about, the months prior.
No. Just the day off. And months prior, I can imagine. Wow. So as you prepare for this event, you said last March you took it on. Where did you start seeing the growth, the improvements?
For me, so I started just after my birthday in March. And I would say I probably saw it, with Carmichael, probably within 3 weeks.
Really?
Yeah. but my background was CrossFit anyway, so I was already conditioned.
Right.
It was just about pretty much just sculpting my body, what we do in the gym. So when I started to see major results, it was probably around June-ish. Yeah, and then it goes from there. You start tweaking it.
During your tweak, this is me not understanding. Is that you tweaking your diet or your training also?
So you're tweaking it to whatever you think is the best package you can bring on stage in the category that you think your body will fit in. So there's multiple categories, and they're all looking for, like the judges are looking for different parts of the body that they want to be the best, right? So whatever category you fit into is the one that you should probably go for.
Which one have you chosen?
I'm in figure.
Okay.
I'm bikini fitness.
Okay. All right. And they have, in all those categories, they have height difference as well, classes, right?
They do, but this year, unfortunately, there wasn't a huge entry. So they've done away with the height classes for this year, so it's going to be open classes for each of the divisions. Which makes it a little tougher,
Right.
For me, I'm a little shorty, so I'm going to be competing against these girls probably a lot taller than me with the leaner body, you know what I mean?
Right.
So, but it's a challenge, so it's good.
Okay.
So, yeah.
How many, do you know roughly how many people have entered?
I think it was 35. I think it's probably between 35 and 40 altogether.
Yeah.
For the whole show.
Right.
In my division, I know there's 7 competitors. So, yeah.
I think mine is maybe 5 or 6. Not really.
No fighting in the back.
No, we're not like that. We are professional. We try to be.
What's it like as people want to compete for this event? What's the talk like from those who are non-competitors and those who are competitors for this event? The sport, the reason I'm asking, the sport is not a popular sport. It was just really recognized as a sport by some media and some media exactly some did. So therefore, what is like, as one that prepares for it, people talk about it and put in the time to it.
If I'm understanding your question right, for me, like I've had a couple people come up to me and say, why are you doing this? You have enough muscle. And I'm like, no, I don't have enough muscle. Like I'm competing in a fitness competition, I need to build to be able to even enter this competition. I don't want to go on stage and look not the part, you know what I mean? Right. So I've had a couple of people like that. They're just not understanding the sport basically. So yeah.
It's difficult when your family and your friends, I mean, very supportive, but it's difficult if you're mentally not doing the same thing as the person who, is doing it. Because it's like, I mean, you have to go to bed early, you have to make sure your meals are prepped. You have to be very, like I said, disciplined. Yeah, people will be like, oh my God, you're crazy. You drink so much water. Why are you running to the bathroom? But it's true, right? It's just, it's you have to, unless you actually sit down with someone and explain, like, okay, so every hour this is what I do.
Yeah.
They probably won't understand it.
That's true.
What are the rivals like, or rivalries like in the gyms? Because obviously you're representing a gym.
Right, like we are representing positive results.
Right.
And as I said, our family in the gym, amazing. Like the support that we get from each other is like, honestly, it's like a family that we have. And I don't train out of any other gym, so I don't know like the talk going on over there. But yeah, we have a great relationship with our teammates. So.
Right. Well, only a few days left. How do you do put your final touches on your week as you get to Saturday? So what are some of the things you'll do? Okay, tomorrow you're going to make sure you do this. Wednesday is this. Thursday is this. What are some of those things that you're going to have to do to ensure come Saturday you're in the best shape possible?
First and foremost, listen to your coach.
I was just going to say that,
He's a scientist. He knows what he's done. He's made pros. So that's the most advice I can give anybody is listen to your coach.
Definitely.
He will look at your body and he will assess what he needs to do. Like we have, like this week is it's called peak week, so you do manipulation through carbs, through water, and then usually you should be ready on show day or game day, which is Saturday.
Right.
So it should be not peak.
Would you see your coach every day this week just to make sure?
I don't. I'm going to see him probably. Well, For posing and stuff, because we obviously do posing practicing too, because
Right.
we're beginners, so
Right.
we don't know anything. I don't want to go on stage and look
Quarter
like a
turn
freak,
to the
but-
right.
Yeah,
That's it.
just turn and turn and turn. But it's practice. Like,
Dizzy.
you have to practice in sport, right? So, but yeah, like, and we're always in constant communication with them on WhatsApp. We have a
Right.
group chat with the whole team, and it's constantly going off. Like, don't forget this and do this, and
Right.
he's always on top of us. And I just can't like shout out enough to Carmichael. Like, he's amazing.
Right.
Seriously.
So, on the big day, nerves coming into place now, or just still calm?
Not yet. I'm sure I'll be nervous in the morning, but I mean, I don't really know. This is my first one. I competed CrossFit in the regionals, and I went to Santiago, and I wasn't nervous at all, and I thought I was going to be. So I'm trying to channel the same energy that I used back then. So hopefully not, but we'll see.
Why did you get this challenge? Have you seen these events before and decided, you know what, let me try it?
Of course, yeah. Actually, my friend Monica, shout out to Monica. She, for years, she was like, "Oh, Tiff, when are you gonna do the show? When are you gonna do it?" And I was like, "It's not for me. I did CrossFit. I was a functional athlete."
Right.
So I stopped that, and I just wanted to focus on isolation movements, which is what the gym does. And then she came to me in like January and asked, and I was like, "You know what? Yeah, let me do it." And here we are.
There you go. Once it's all done, on the night, Saturday night, when you win,
That's right.
Have some dessert.
Oh, hell yes.
You said it.
Definitely yes.
I tell you.
What type of
back,
dessert?
mate.
What
I
type
tell
of
you, it's
dessert?
like you back.
Cream puffs. I am
Cream
like
puffs?
craving cream puffs. I
Cream
told my
puffs?
honey already, be there with my cream puffs. Like, I don't care about anything else. Cream puffs and maybe a glass of wine, but we'll see.
How about you, Tiffany?
I got champagne waiting for me on ice. I got I got banana bread made. I got 2 lips. I'm not gonna eat the whole thing by myself. I'll be sick. But I got it just in case.
Right.
Yeah. So that's my thing.
That's interesting. Well, we wish you all the best on Saturday night.
Thank you.
And keep up the good work. And of course, you're giving kudos to Congress and doing a good job. But kudos to him as well. And you know what feels for me? Put your best foot forward.
Thank
You
you.
never know, yeah.
Yeah.
Good luck, ladies.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming on board. We're going to take a commercial break. We'll be back after this.
Was I not supposed to say that? I'm sorry.
No,
Okay.
that's fine.
Tends to slip out.
He's on his way. Mark's on his way.
Is that it?
That's it?
We're done?
Cool.
Yes!
Thank you,
Finito!
guys.
I got the president coming on Mark's son.
Oh, geez.
Oh, funny. Peace out.
Game Time East and Game Time West.
So, Jason, we got to make a call overseas.
Or Game Time outlets open Monday to Friday 12 to 6,
Hey.
Saturdays 8:30 till 5, and Sundays 10 till 5.
We got to make a call overseas for 2:15. I'm going to give you the number.
Game Time.
So we're done?
Yes,
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Saturday night.
Nice to meet you.
Okay.
Okay, see you later.
Okay, you were giving me the number.
Yeah, give me the number. It's 9 something number. For 9:50, I mean for 2:50.
Experimentation in the kitchen. Where there is salad, there is usually dressing, which adds to the creative mix. Enter Hillary Deepwell, who addresses the issue of additives and potential allergens while ensuring that flavor is the star of the show. Try Hillary Deepwell organic salad dressings, balsamic thyme, tomato calamari, spicy orange, and more. Live yours. Why go to place else?
It's time to be insured and be prepared.
The new home insurance policy, Colonial, comes with a free storm kit.
$250 worth of essentials, including rope, radio, first aid, flashlight, games, and tarpaulin, or a $250 gift certificate.
Practical items when our claim system puts things right.
Ask for a home insurance quote.
Call Colonial on 296-3700 or visit CGIgroup.com.
Offer applies to new home insurance policies only. What time is it? It's game time. More opportunities to win. All your sports betting needs without the road trip. Introducing Game Time East and Game Time West. Located next to Walgreens and St. George's and Maynard Somerset by Somerset. All Game Time outlets open Monday to Friday 12 to 6, Saturdays 8:30 till 5, and Sundays 10 till 5. For more details, visit GameTime.pm or call 296 Game Time. You play, you pay. Game Time is a socially responsible gaming
We're going to do it
company.
for 2:15.
with us. Thirsty season. Are you ready for the perennial
There he is. He's shirt is on.
We promise you to make everyone happy. Honest Kids made by Honest Kids. Honest Kids beverages.
Yeah, look, call him down. He's not in Barbados.
Oh,
You gave him number?
I gave you the number. What's your number? You got to
Yeah, we come at 2:15. Oh, his name is Darren Charles. He's gonna be the head judge here. As per his duty.
Live letting myself. Inside Sports Talk Radio has been presented to you by Columbia International.
That's fine. That's fine.
And Energize Wellness Solutions. We'll return after the break.
Well, that was the break.
Indeed it was.
Yeah.
Indeed it was. We have Mark Simons, the president of the Bermuda Bodybuilding Federation, who will be joining us within the next few minutes.
Okay.
And we will have a guest person on the line joining us, Darren Charles, who will be coming in and be imposing on the Bermuda Bodybuilding Federation on Saturday night.
I think they call it the Night of Champions.
Night of Champions.
Yeah, I think that's what they call it.
Okay.
Hopefully that's still the case. But changing it to Fairmont, Southampton, adds a little flair to it. I know a couple of years ago they had an April show that they had at City Hall.
Right.
And then, the regular one that's usually at Cedar Bridge, and now moving it. So it actually makes it a little more elegant, because I know a lot of people love to dress up and, to show support. Hopefully, I think they get a lot of support from each club. Even though a lot of people don't take part in the event, they come and support the people that are representing the gyms. I call it clubs, but the gyms that are actually on show on the night. So, it's usually just something that gains legs, and it will gain legs this week as people really look forward to being on stage. I know for some, I usually at Cedar Bridge, I usually am near on the stage, and you can actually see the nervousness of individuals before they come out, because you can see behind the curtain, and then once they're out and they start doing what they're doing, once the smile comes, all that fear seems to go away. It's that before they are asked to do a routine that I think the nerves are there. So, and it's for males and females.
Yeah.
And I know they love that moment, because they know in the grand scheme of things, they can hear family, they can hear friends, they can hear loved ones, shouting out, and then you have all those even sometimes air horns going off. So it's a big celebration for them, and it's a reward for the night for them to really have their show. So I know you have a studio guest, Mr. Rollins.
Yeah, our good friend, Mr. Mark Simons, the president of the Bermuda Bodybuilding Federation. He will definitely join us. He just came in. We will have him joining us shortly thereafter, but I know he's just settling in, and he'll give us some update on the competitors, what the field will look like this year. And as we said, we have Mr. Charles on the phone at 2:15. He's going to be the guest poser, so he'll be joining us via telephone, and we'll be him as well. Interesting, you mentioned that they used to have an event in April. I think when we spoke to the new committee, that was their goal for 2018. So we can ask, since Mr. Simons is here. Good afternoon to you, sir. How are you?
I'm doing great, thank you.
All is well?
Yes. Long time no see.
Long time no see. Had a good weekend?
Yes.
Man United was all right?
Yeah. Had a great weekend.
I got your Man United watch you on. Ain't changed. Jason's got a big smile because his Man United as well.
He's a sensible guy.
Okay, well, I'll leave it like that for now. We had discussed about the possibilities of you guys holding this event next year in April. Is that on the cards for next year?
So when you say this event?
Not this event, yeah. The previous one that was in April of 2016.
The last one would have been
2015.
2015.
Yeah, they had it 14 and 15.
14 and 15. Right. So that is more of an entry-level event,
right,
for competitors that haven't really experienced the Night of Champions. And what didn't happen in 2016 was only 7 people signed up to do it. So we put it out there to the competitors. If it looks like it's going to be a viable show, we will put it on.
Okay.
But if it's only a handful, then they're going to have to just come to the Night of Champions.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. Did you want to say something?
Yeah. This coming Saturday, the event is moved to Fairmont. What is the reason behind that?
I knew you was going to ask. So as you know, historically the event has always been at Cedar Breeze.
Yes.
It's a great venue. The backstage is phenomenal, and it's creates a great platform to put the show on.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why it's not at that venue this year is because there was a hiccup with the dates.
Okay.
So essentially, we pay a deposit for that venue every year in advance,
Right.
and they moved. Well, this is what I was told, and there's no reason to dispute it.
Mhm.
They moved to a new booking system, an
Right.
automated booking system,
Uh-huh.
and our date wasn't put. Our date of August 19th was not put in that booking system.
Okay.
So when we went to confirm the date, they had given the venue out for the entire week. So this entire week, there's something going on there.
Oh, okay.
And they asked us to did we want to take the following Saturday, which might have been great because it doesn't conflict with the county game,
Yes.
which we always do.
Yes.
So we're gonna have to fix that going forward.
Right.
But when we put it out to the athletes, some of them were planning on going on vacation right after the show. Some of them had other plans. So we wanted to put the best show possible with the most people possible.
Right.
And the 19th was the best date, so we had to find an alternative venue.
Okay.
Terry Thompson and Sandra Simons, the media relations and vice president team, they ran to the Princess. They got the Empire Room. They worked with Mr. Rollins' cousin, Lauren Rollins, who's been phenomenal to us.
Mm-hmm.
Other than giving us a great fee, she has allowed us to do numerous things that's going to make the show the best it can be.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to thank Lauren right now for that. She acts like it's not a big deal, but it's definitely a big deal.
What have the ticket sales been like thus far?
Ticket sales are going great.
Okay.
Yeah. It's going to be at a minimum 250, 300 people at a minute.
Right.
We're hoping for 500.
Okay.
That would be great. One of the biggest shows is 500.
Right.
This venue actually holds more people in front of the stage than
Right.
seated.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I know one thing, and I said this when the two young ladies were on. When you move a venue, when you move to a place like the Fairmont,
Right.
It adds a little more elegance
Yeah.
to the night. And I
Right.
know we see enough people come to this event dressed, going to see the Breeze.
Right.
So you can only imagine what it's going to be like at Southampton, at Fairmont,
Okay.
Southampton, where the level has to rise in not only performance on the stage, but those off the stage.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree.
As president, this is your first time being in that position. What's it been like for you thus far?
Well, there's a committee of 8 people. So, I was lucky enough to be elected to be the leader of those people, but we work together. We're very effective. Everybody's engaged. Everybody has a role to play. So it's not just me. I don't make decisions in a vacuum. Nobody does. We engage the committee, and we're all volunteers, so we're all in the same boat. We have different roles to play, and to this point, everybody has done a phenomenal job.
Good enough. You also mentioned earlier when we spoke with you here that you're looking to hopefully get these out to the schools. Is that one of the platforms looking to do this fall when school returns?
Yes. So that's the only cards. Yeah.
Immediately after this event, because obviously this event carries over to who represents Bermuda in the Caribbean.
Yes, correct.
Okay. So, how much time given to the athletes to say whether or not they are able to make that next competition?
We had a meeting with the athletes on July 20 something. I can't remember the date. It's a Saturday. Anyway, that decision, and we told them this, and that decision is going to be made the very next day after the show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now, is it particular classes or those that win, regardless of what class they're in?
Right.
How
So
does that work?
Not good question. So, in the past, there's no set criteria for who gets selected for the CAC games.
Right.
We aim to take the best team possible that we know can compete with what we are used to seeing at the CAC.
Mm-hmm.
There are going to be people in classes that are going to come first or second that might not have the package that we know compete in CAC.
Right.
So they may be disappointed they didn't get selected, but it's incumbent on the federation to put the best team forward. And I'm sure you've heard of past issues. People have won,
Yes.
and then somebody else went.
Yes.
This is a very subjective sport. Everybody has an opinion.
Right.
So what we're attempting to do is have a committee this year that will look at the competitors in this show and pick the best possible team of competitors that we think can do well at CAC.
So after this night, and then the next day the team is picked. Do they stay with their gyms training, or do you guys monitor how things are going?
Good question. So it's a provisional team that gets picked the following day.
Right.
So you communicate with the athletes probably on the following Monday after the show.
Right.
So next Monday, week today, and you say you've been selected as part of the provisional CAC team. Here are the things that you are required to do. So they're going to stay at their gyms and their trainers and do what they do.
Right.
But then we'll have them come probably on a weekly basis to pose and show us that they're maintaining what they need to do to be the best they can be at CAC.
Okay.
And if anybody falls short or doesn't come, then other decisions have to be made.
Right. I was wondering how that all materialized, because you see, and you're right, yours here, provisional team,
right.
And then one or two are going by, or somebody else is added in.
Right. Exactly.
So just always wondered how that process actually takes place, which is I think a good one.
But what we've done this year, and this is only my second year in the committee. I've been involved in the sport since probably 2011. But what we've done this year is provide full transparency and engage the athletes. We meet with them and we ask them how they want us to manage their sport. So what we don't want as a committee is for the athletes to come back to us and say they don't know something, they haven't heard of something. We want them to be totally transparent on what's going on. So they've been told how the team's going to be selected. They've been told when the team's going to be selected. And hopefully no one has any issues with the subjectivity, because they know what the sport's all about more than I don't do. So they know. It's all what somebody sees at the time.
So the guidelines have been put out to them well in advance. They should know.
Yeah.
So there should be no surprises. Obviously, you can't please everyone.
Exactly. So they've been told, just because you come first, second, or third, that does not mean anything. We know what is required to do well at CAC. We know who's done well in the past at CAC and what they look like. So of course we know what you need to look like to do well at CAC. CAC is so this sport, first of all, is a subjective sport to begin with. But CAC is a real close-knit, we'll go down. It's a close-knit community, and not very many people get into it.
Right.
So I'm not trying to be disrespectful in any way, but every experience I've had with CAC has been one where the event is very disorganized.
Yeah.
Very, very disorganized. You probably heard it from other people.
No, I remember it being here.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, so I know what it was like. Yeah.
So other than knowing that, depending on where it is, you have different judges who look for different things at different times. It's never the same.
Right.
So with this knowledge, we know how to select a team that's going to compete.
Okay. Let's take a commercial break, and when we come back, have Mr. Charles in the line. We'll be back after this. Darren. Okay. Darren.
Vast variety of ingredients to encourage experimentation in the kitchen. Where there is salad, there is usually dressing, which adds to the creative mix.
Those girls are good, man.
Yeah, they're good. They're good. Not short.
No, neither of them are very short. We'll see what happens on Saturday.
The spotlight turned on.
Some people can handle like a spotlight, wouldn't even like phase, but what they do is they stare into it. Then you can't see the front. Yeah, I'm talking about like in sports spirit. Like some people just like
wait for that moment.
It doesn't phase me. Yeah, okay, let's get it on.
Yeah. Like the coffee.
Instant win games. Be a lucky loser with a lucky draw.
I don't have a team anymore. It's like being doctor.
So he's online, you got him on so we can talk to him. Darren. He's a professional.
He is a IFBB pro.
IFBB pro.
Classic physique competitor.
Less paperwork,
Jake.
and your providers will be paid. 96% of
No.
claims are settled in 5 days.
Yeah.
Oh. And welcome back to Inside Sports Talk Radio. As we said, we have Mr. Darren Charleston Jamar. He's an IFBB pro. Good afternoon, Mr. Charleston. How are you, sir? I'm good, thanks. It's hot here in Bermuda as well. Trust me, it's very hot here. Well, the big event is the Night of Champions happening here Saturday night in Bermuda, and you're going to be a guest poser. What can we expect on Saturday night from you, sir?
Although my career seeing YouTube and Instagram videos, nothing short of that spectacular. I'm about to work something else down. Not only am I a strong athlete and competitor when I compete on stage, just by my physical appearance, but I'm known in the industry as being one of the best. I know that about that. I'm just saying as it is. So I'm going to be putting on a really great team because I love to make sure and show people that comes and watch bodybuilding that we are not just tight and stiff and people who can't move. I want to show them that it's an art form and the human body can do things and can present ourselves in a way that kind of like if you go and watch a play or ballet or something, that you could just be mesmerized about how the human body is moving in tune with music. So that's what I'm going to do. Just put on a great routine.
That sounds good. I think it would be something that would be eye-opening for Bermuda. With that said, how long you've been an IFBB pro?
Well, I'm probably going to be dating myself right now, but it's okay. I've been a pro for almost 26, 27 years. I turned pro in 1992. So it's been a while. I've been a professional for a long time.
And you've been in the sport for, you say, 20, 26 years. The time you put in, what have you seen during this journey of putting in the time?
Well, it's brought me a lot of things in life. Of course, besides the financial stability, being able to take care of my son and my family at the time. Just take me around the world. I've been all over the world. I've seen places and meet people from all through the Middle East and Europe and Latin America and all over in Asia. It's also just taught me how to have all the different facets in life. If I choose to go into business or anything, and teach me how to, to goal plan and how to have patience and how to have drive and determination and just all the good things that life requires to be successful.
Well, that's good. You've definitely been around the world, things like this. Is this your first time for me to put on a show like this?
No, I think it's going to be my second time in Bermuda. I was there many years ago. But this is kind of, what I do. I just did one over the weekend here in Florida. Almost every weekend I was in Trinidad, like a month ago, and I'm getting ready that's another thing. I'm getting ready for the Mr. Olympia, which is in Vegas in September, just like almost approaching 4 weeks now, September 16th. So people are also going to be able to see me in very good shape, because we're all gearing up for the big show, which is the Super Bowl of bodybuilding, which is in Vegas in a few weeks.
And how do you prepare for an event like that? Since you've been flying around the world, different venues, and now you're 4 weeks away, how do you mentally and physically get to the final stages?
Right. Well, for most athletes, they will probably tell you it's not smart to be on the road. Most people shut it down close to this time with any sort of trips. For myself, when Bermuda came up as well, I didn't want to lose the chance of coming there because I feel a sort of how should I say, I want to get back to the islands And I want to show all the young guys and girls, what this whole thing is about. And this new division I'm in is called Classic Physique, by the way. I switched from bodybuilding over the years, so I'm a lighter form, but this is a new division. They want to bring back the beauty of bodybuilding, the clean lines, the beautiful shapes, and not just about size. And also being the age that I'm at, I also want to show the young guys within the Caribbean that, this is about longevity, and it's about just persevering and keep going and doing what you're doing. And you're not just going to win shows now, but you also want to do it that later years from now that you still look great, you're still healthy, and you can still choose to compete if you want. And so I didn't want to lose this opportunity. So when this opportunity came, I knew it was close to Olympia, but I said, you know what, I'm gonna show up and give you guys a show.
You also said this moment ago that you will do something back to the Caribbean. So while you're here in Bermuda on Saturday night or even Sunday, what sort of advice are you going to give the local athletes who participated in the event Saturday night?
Well, I'm going to tell them that never give up on their dreams, and also put a shout out and put a word out to the family and friends and people around them to continue to rally and support them, because for anyone who's never done this, they don't understand how much it takes to do this. I was involved in soccer, cricket, all the different things that the islands have. And I can tell you there's nothing like this, because this is a 24-hour sport. 24 hours a day, you're on it, making sure your nutrition is right, your eating is right, eating on time, all these different things. The training is the easy part. A lot of people don't know that. And I would tell, have the people, their friends and family, continue to support them, and also tell the young athletes that never give up on the dreams. There's people who are going to tell them, hey, you're never going to be a pro, you're probably never going to make it, blah, blah, blah. The same thing a lot of people have told me in the beginning, and I knew I wanted to come to the US. I knew I wanted to compete at the grandest stage in the world and get big contracts with big supplement companies and be on magazine covers and so on. And when many people would tell me I couldn't do it, I kept my dream alive, and I just kept that sacred. Not everyone tells your dreams and talk to about your dreams, and that's what I'm going to tell them. Just keep your dream alive, stay motivated, put in the work, and with hard work, everything pans out.
What you said you had a background in what we consider the mainstream sports such as football and cricket, but why at a young age did you turn to this particular sport?
Well, because I was always very athletic and very curious all this time, I just was just something different. It wasn't bodybuilding per se. I just wanted to get into the weight room because I was, just about 110 pounds, very slight, very small guy. And so I said, go into the weight room. I understand if you start doing this, you can put some size on, some weight on. And I started doing it. And I fell in love with it. And all my friends started encouraging me to do a show. I had no idea what is this all about, and started looking into it. And I said, oh, you know what, I'll give it a shot. And I won my first show. And then after that, I just kept going. And I think the real love for me came in it with, and don't get me wrong, I love team sports. I'm a team person. But because it was so individual, whereby if I had to put the work in, in team sport, you get to the training camps, guys climbing around, people don't want to do what they need to do. I'm not like that. When I get to the gym or I get anywhere, I put in 110% every single time. I leave everything at home. All my issues, all my problems, all my worries, I leave it at home. Okay, so I noticed, hey, with this sport, you got to go in the gym. You got to put the work in. If you don't put it in, it's going to show on stage. And I love that part of it. So I knew what I'm capable of. I knew the hunger I have. And that's what really made me fall in love with it.
Well, it sounds that you put yourself together. I look forward to seeing you on Saturday night. I have the president here, Mr. Mark Simons of the Bermuda Bodybuilding Federation, with us in the studio. He's one of our guests today. He's just giving us updates on what to expect on Saturday night. Is there anything you'd like to say to the president, sir? Or the president say anything to you?
I would like to say thank you for inviting me down. And I'm looking forward to seeing you there and saying hi and getting to know more about the Federation and anything that I could do to assist in motivating the young guys and girls. But I know that your job is not easy. It's a thankless job. Yeah, it's almost like being a president of the United States as well. It's like you can't please everybody.
Right.
And I know you're doing it for the love of the sport, and because I know it's not a high-paying job. And you do it because you love it and you want to help the young guys and girls achieve different levels and do your part for your country. So I appreciate the work you do, and I'm just there to assist in any way I can. So, that's what I'll say, So I applaud you for that, and I can't wait to see you and meet you and talk to you on Friday when I get in.
Thank you very much, Darren. And I would just like to thank you for agreeing to do the show. And Sandra Smokey did tell us about the Olympia and the potential conflicts. But we really appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to do this. And if the show is anything half as good of what we've heard from you today, it's going to be phenomenal. I'll just leave you with that.
Yeah. I'm definitely going to show up and do my part, and I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, John. And we appreciate taking time in your schedule to give us this interview and let know more about you as you lead up to your way to Bermuda on Friday. And of course, we're looking out for you on Saturday night to put on a great performance. Thank you very much for joining us on Inside Sports Talk Radio. We're going to take a commercial break and we'll be back after this.
You're locked to Power 95 Bermuda Space Station at 94.9 FM, a Bermuda Broadcasting Company station.
No, I'm going to ask you one more question, sir.
Calling all players. What time is it?
Go.
It's game time. Fun and dependable sports betting with NFL, NBA, Major League Baseball, golf, horses, English Premier League, and more. Weekly promotions, instant win games. Be a lucky loser with our weekly draw. Become a Game Time player. Call into one of our 3 locations in Somerset, Town, or St. George's. For more details, visit gametime.bm or call 296-3222. Game Time. You play, we play. Game Time is a socially responsible gaming establishment.
Summer is with us, the thirsty season. Are you ready for the perennial tug-of-war between thirsty children and health-conscious parents? We found a solution that'll make everyone happy. Honest Kids made by Honest Tea. Honest Kids beverages are certified organic, GMO, and caffeine-free thirst quenchers with far less sugar than most competitors and the tantalizing flavors children go for. We're featuring Honest Kids organic goodness greatness, superfruit punch, cherry go round, very good lemonade, happily ever after, and twisted tropical punch. Lindo, why go anyplace else?
It's time to be insured and be prepared.
A new home insurance policy with Colonial comes with a free storm team.
$250 worth of essentials, including rope, radio, first aid, flashlight, games, and tarpaulin, or a $250 gift certificate.
Practical items, one air claim system puts things right.
Ask for a home insurance quote.
Call Colonial on 296-3700 or visit cgigrid.com.
Offer applies to new home insurance policies only.
And welcome back to Inside Sports Talk Radio. Still with us in the studios, President Mr. Mark Science. Just wanted to ask a few more questions for the part. Regarding numbers, competitors, and categories, explain to us what to expect this Saturday night.
Sure. So we have 7 categories this year. We have bikini. We have a new category, bikini wellness, which,
Bikini wellness.
So, bikini wellness is more for females that have a more shapely bottom half.
Okay.
Kind of that Brazilian type look that you see on beaches down there. So I'll leave you with that.
Okay.
We have women's figure, women's physique, men's bodybuilding, men's classic physique. That's what Darren said he is now competing in. Correct. Men's physique. So that's seven categories. The largest is men's physique. You have 12 competitors in that category, and that category will be broken into 2 height classes. So when Tiffany and Kelly were here, they said there were going to be no but so that's going to be the only class that's going to have two sections.
Okay.
Because it's 12 competitors. Once you have more than 10 competitors, you got to break it up.
Okay.
So the lowest class is 2 athletes in bikini wellness, and figure bikini has 6-7 competitors. Women's physique has 4 or 5. Bodybuilding has 4 or 5. Classic physique has 4 or 5. 36 competitors in total. Of that 36, 13 are new this year.
That's pretty good. Then.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Actually.
And we actually had 40 competitors. Four as of today dropped off. As of today and late last week. So for obvious reasons, people know what their body should look like.
Right,
And
right.
if you know the show is on Saturday, you know where you should be today.
Right.
And if you're not there, sensible thing.
What are the tickets cost for both events?
Sure.
Because the morning one isn't a closed one. You still have people to.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Okay.
So pre-judging tickets are sold at the door for $25. And the night show tickets are available at various gyms. Sports R Us. They're $65, $75 at the door.
Okay.
So,
Regarding, we go through this every time. Sports. It's getting the information out there. Going forward, that was one of the things that your committee mentioned regarding marketing in
Right.
sport. What are going to be expectations in 2018? Yes, we put the tickets out on various gyms, but to get it out there, you're saying your numbers are maybe 200 to 300. You can possibly take that number to 500 or 600,
Right.
especially the amphitheater room in the Fairmont. What's it like going forward from a marketing perspective for your
So, other than this, which is phenomenal free marketing, which we love,
We all love that.
we have had radio commercials on another station. The Facebook page has a lot of activity. We have an Instagram page now. And we're planning a more robust marketing program next year, or for 2017, for 2018. And you're entirely right. I mean, in the past, there was almost no marketing. It was all word of mouth.
Right.
The people that came to the show were friends and family of the competitors. We recognize that there is a business element to this, and we need to get a broader audience. And when we do have that broader audience, we can bring more people into the sport. And that is what we're seeking to do, is to grow the sport.
Cool. Is there anything else you'd like to add, sir, before we wrap up?
No, I just look forward to seeing as many people at the Southampton Princess on Saturday. It's going to be a wonderful show. 30th annual. So it's a big night for us, and we really look forward to it.
What time's get underway again on Saturday night?
7 p.m.
7 p.m.
So pre-judging starts at 10 a.m. in the morning, and anyone who can make the night show should come to the pre-judging, because the bulk of the decision-making process is done at the pre-judging.
Yeah.
That's right. This being the first time at Fairmont, all accounts go well, and a positive mindset, and possibly back here again for 2018.
Possibly. Like I said earlier, we do have our deposit at Bruce Seton James. They still have our deposit for this year. So we have options, which is not a bad thing.
Any questions?
I'm just looking forward to Saturday night.
Yeah.
Well, the biggest thing again, actually, we wanted to do is 2 things: open up an event
Right.
for the newcomers, and then hopefully not conflicting with the Eastern Counties in 2018.
And another very important thing is we will endeavor to select a date that doesn't conflict with Eastern Counties, so that we can have very important sports media individual cover our show.
Well, I got there last year. It was a lot late. I didn't say a little late. I said a lot late. But hopefully this time around, I don't know, the match is due to end at 7:30. So I should be there hopefully by 8:30.
Okay, well, when we're in our initial planning, we'll call you first. Thank you, guys. I appreciate your time.
Okay.
No problem. Thank you. We'll take
Actually, before we go to commercial break, Ian, just from over in Florida, Bermuda's under 15 team have drawn their opening match 2-2 with Martinique in the CONCACAF under 15 championship. Match got underway about a half hour later than anticipated due to a thunder and lightning storm that moved through the Florida area, which is a regular occurrence. But the Bermuda team was down 2-0 at halftime, came back and Drew Tutu. So
Well done.
we'll be back after this message.
This is why we're going to change today. There you go. This is why. You trust me, that's going to happen.
We'll be back after these messages from our sponsor.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Not a problem, mate.
All your sports betting needs without
All right, man. Dave said he can't make it.
Well, yeah. Yes,
just wrote me Joe. No, you can't make the trainer session.
Oh, okay. Not a problem. I'm just waiting. Yeah,
Game
so
time
I'm
hours open Monday to Friday 12 to 6, Saturdays 8:30 till 5, and Sundays 10 till 5. For more details,
yeah, I'll
visit
look at
GameTime.pm or call 296
Oh, she did. Oh, he can see
Anytime.
me.
You play,
Hey, cool,
you
guy.
play.
Cool, good talk.
A socially responsible gaming establishment.
With the summer
Hey,
comes the
relax.
salad season, and there's
Thank you, sir.
probably no better way to
Relax,
reach that
you.
culinary comfort zone.
For the second
Solid
round.
nutrition, tons of flavor, and a vast variety
so
of
Yeah, I was away.
encourage
Yeah, yeah.
relaxation in the kitchen.
I was away. I was in Brazil. It's Olympics.
Oh, okay.
Enter Hillary.
What's up, lady?
Hey.
Good afternoon.
I was in a meeting, and then Melton told me what you guys were talking about. I was like, okay, we want to
Also,
sponsor
time, tomato calamari,
Yeah?
spicy
Yeah.
salads, and more. Lingo's. Why go anyplace else?
It's time to be insured and be prepared.
Not on stage.
Home insurance
Oh,
policy
well,
with
just to
Colonial
present.
comes with
Oh,
a
okay.
free storm kit.
Right.
$250 worth of essentials, including remote radio, first aid, flashlight, games,
So we're
and
gonna
Wearing
have
your,
a table.
wearing your outfit.
$50 gift certificate.
Not that
Not that
outfit, but and outfit. And
Ask for
congratulations
a
for
home
being down
insurance
the
quote.
list. Yeah. I kept saying, Tom, I haven't gotten, we haven't had a chance to.
Offer applies to new home insurance policies only.
And welcome back to Inside Sports Talk Radio right here on Power 95. And joining us is the segment of both segments, health and fitness. And funny enough, we've been talking about health and fitness for the past hour and a bit with the bodybuilders and the president, and just looking forward to Saturday night. And again, April Trotter of the Shields is joining us for the health and fitness segment. April, this is an event that you have been hands-on with for quite some time.
Well, in the past.
Well, yes. So you would know what some of these athletes are going through the days leading up to the event. But this year you're playing a different role.
Yes, Energize Wellness Solutions. We are one of the sponsors. I like this sound of this. But yeah, we are one of the sponsors, so we will be presenting some prizes to the top female athletes, and we will have a table outside. We can go wherever they have us have our tent, our table. And, yeah.
A chance to interact with a group of people that you could introduce what you guys offer.
Exactly. So I'm going to bring something there for people to look at, which has turned heads quite a bit over at Energize when people walk past.
Right.
Yeah.
Care to share? That helps. And more people may come up.
Oh.
You mean people's going to come to the Energize booth and not worry about the
No, they
competition?
They come to the competition.
Yeah.
They come to Energize. Well,
Right.
there you go. So you care to share?
I mean, it's
Oh, okay. No, she's down playing, you know what I'm saying?
Well, she's talking under her breath right now. So.
yeah, well, they'll see. We just need to do things to get people's attention, and I'm very sure that if we will get people's attention, they will come to our booth. We will be selling gift certificates. Our gift certificates can be applied to any of our services, whether it's the My Best Week, which is our complete wellness program that includes the nutrition consultation, the weekly group training sessions, it's a whole bunch of things.
Right.
You can also use it for massage, for class. Yes, we offer massages. For the classes, for daily rate, to work out. So it doesn't matter what service you want to use the certificates for. But,
Okay. One thing that, this leading up to the event on Saturday is 5 days back. Maybe talk about some of your prepping meals, drinking sufficient water, intake. It's 80-90% of what you put in your mouth. What's the process like now in 5 days that you're prepared to?
most of the competitors have cut out their carbs by now, so they are irritable. So be patient with your fellow competitor. Just know that they're on a mission. It's not going to last long. Once they have done their routine or finished up Saturday night, then they will, they will put those cars back. Well, not all of the cars, but they will have their what they call their cheat meal or whatever. If they know that they are going to CAC, then they have to get back on that meal plan.
What a lot of people don't realize, especially the pre-judging show, the morning one. I've been to that maybe 4 or 5 times, and I've seen the athletes physically drained at the end of that. What is that like? Because when someone says, "Oh, well, you're just posing," it's a lot more.
It takes a lot out of you doing those poses, and you actually prep doing those poses. Even though I was fitness competitive, I had to practice doing the same poses that a lot of the bodybuilders do, and for long periods of time, you have to hold the pose. Depends on who is prepping you. Well, not just on stage, but I mean before that,
right?
Because you have to prepare doing those poses at your gym or whatever, so that when you are up there, you are looking very natural and composed. And that's also a way to squeeze that extra water out.
Right.
So the way that the competitor looks before they start their posing, and this is in the gym, is different when they finish.
Right.
So when they finish, they're usually sweaty.
Yeah.
They usually have much more cuts and rips and whatnot. And so that when they're on stage, you see it. When you're on stage, you're holding those poses, and if you have conditioned, it's not so bad, but if you have a big category, then you're up there for a longer period of time, and it does drain you. You know, you're squeezing every muscle in your body, and you're squeezing the water out. You don't want to look like you're sweating or that you're working, but you are working.
Yeah.
And you're exhausted.
Yeah. I've seen people come off that stage and sit in the first seat they can sit in and just stay there for at least 30 minutes, and it's like, wow.
Yeah.
It's
you
amazing
are
how
physically drained. For those that have never been, I would advise that they go to the pre-judging, because like the president said, that's where the bulk of the points are acquired. And a lot of times the way that the people look in the morning is different from how they look at night. And sometimes you actually look better at night. So then when you hear the judgment and you're looking like, well, how did that person score higher than this person? And da da da. You know, in the morning, I find a lot of times your body looks better. It's rested. You've been laying with your legs up in the air, and then blood drains, and so then you get up and the cuts are showing.
Right.
But if you've been running around all day, then it helps. It actually smooths you out.
Right.
So for those that want to look a bit fuller, they usually look fuller at night. They have some downtime, and but in the morning, it's really.
They put song on. It just came on. So
everything turned on.
So that's from next door.
Everything turned on.
He's here.
Everything turned on.
There's only 105.
Yeah, I knew it was from.